and they can chat with us. And again, the phone number is 407-582-2906 if you want to chat with us live on our show. Matt?
Okay, it's time for our first sponsor of the night. RB Advisory offers cybersecurity services to businesses worldwide. RB Advisory LLC are security specialists for cloud, computer, network, and compliance issues. The company addresses active threats to organizations, patching network vulnerabilities, and preventing future attacks to your business and information. The website is rbadvisoryllc.com. Thank you, RB Advisory, for sponsoring the Intern Whisperer.
So we have all kinds of new things for our listeners as we move into the year. I've been talking with Sophie, who you guys know who she is. She's in England. She's an intern that works with us. She's created some new music for us, and we're going to be playing it starting next week for a little sound bite. So we'll have something that's a little bit new, more, not a little bit, a lot new, and more upbeat, kind of mystery. It's all pretty cool.
Is it unique to the Intern Whisperer, or is it used
It
somewhere
is
else?
unique to the game.
Oh, it's in the game.
It's actually in the game, but it is also something that she's doing specific. I asked her to actually do it for the show, and now it's going to be put into the game. So this is something that spawned off of that conversation.
Oh, that's great. New year, new jingles. I like it.
We have all kinds of new stuff that's coming. Yep. So that's pretty exciting. And other exciting news, I shared with you guys the launch of the internpursuit.tech website.
Yes.
But there's cool stuff that's on there. And I was asking if you guys would kind of look through it as we're going through the things that are the best about Intern Pursuit and the Intern Whisperer show.
All right.
All right.
So what's the best thing about this live radio show and live Facebook? What is it that I shared with you guys? How are we getting distributed?
Well, we expanded our
Outreach.
our outreach.
We're on multiple avenues now.
Yeah, we do. I'm very excited for a few of them.
So what channels are we on now?
Well, all of them. The one I use the most is here, and I am very glad. I'm a huge Spotify user, and we are on Spotify right now.
Yep.
And
So now our
podcast,
exciting. And Matt has been working like a beast over here, loading all of those shows.
Thank you,
Onto
Matt.
Podbean, which if you go to Podbean, you'll be able to find us. But if any of our listeners actually go to the new internpursuit.tech website, they can go to the cool stuff page and they can go down into our footer and they'll find all of our shows.
Yep.
They'll be able to find
they'll
them.
be able to see us on Podbean, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, and iTunes, which is what I would use.
Yes, we are not excluded to Facebook anymore.
No. Well, and we also had the podcast, but we just weren't making any announcements about it just yet. I was saving it for the first of the year, and it has been a labor of love, I know, for Matt. I don't know about love, but it's definitely been a labor for him. And tell me, Matt, from having to load those on there, what have you learned from having to do all of this on the podcast? What's the best takeaway?
I learned that Facebook prioritizes certain videos over others. Like the ones with the highest views, I was able to download faster than videos with less views.
That's interesting.
It would be 20 times faster. It's ridiculous. Wow. It would download in 2 minutes instead of 30.
So there's going to be, we really need to ask all of our guests, always moving forward, that our guests share this like crazy in their circle and have everyone else share it. So that should be one of our takeaways. I think we have a letter that's supposed to go out to our guests afterwards that asks them to do that. So we're going to have to make sure as we're moving into this new year that we're very faithful about putting that out there to our guests so that they share it, because this is how people go around the world. Next week we have a new guest, and he's not from the United States. He's actually from Japan. Okay. So we could have our show listened to in Japan because that's where he's from.
Exactly. It's all about just sharing it and putting it out there. And I believe that with all these different platforms that we'll be able to use this new year, it's going to be exciting. And
I think that'll really help reach different people that we couldn't before.
So speaking of next week's guest, his name is Taisuke Minagawa. and he is from Japan, and he's from the UCF Rosen School. He actually interned over at Starter Studio. He's
okay.
volunteered with me on the TEDx things that I've done on 3 TEDx events, actually.
Oh, wow.
The big one, the one for, that's where I met him, was the first one was the women's TEDx. The second one was was when he was interning at Starter Studio and also with me at Pivot when we did the intersection of innovation and education, and then the third one was the big one. So I've known him for about a year. Wow, it's been a year I've known him.
Wow.
Yeah. So fantastic student. He's real excited about coming on the show. And, I'll give you guys some tips, but he is a surfer.
Oh, interesting.
So you'll have to go and make sure you do some research on him to understand more about him.
Will do.
Okay.
Will do. Looking forward to having him on the show.
Yeah. So when I was walking you guys through the website, I was showing you different things. And because we were talking about the music for the game is up there also. It's faster, it's leaner, it's meaner, it'll download fast, and we really want our listeners to play the game. Again, the game can only be played on a PC, it's not a Mac. One of the things that we've learned is that for a game to be played on both types of computers is that you have to build the game in a Mac for it to be played on a Mac.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So
they do their whole system closed, so I'm not really that surprised.
Yeah, that makes sense for them.
Yeah.
Even as a Mac user, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, I was hoping there was like an easier way to make it, more friendly across these different types of computers, but no. So that was something that we learned. We're moving the game into a monetized version also with, I'm applying for a grant that's with Unreal Engine. And it's anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000, and it's equity-free money. So that's going in tonight also. And if we win any money for the game, that's dedicated to the game itself, so we can do more.
I
with
thought you were
it.
going to say you were putting transactions in the game, and I was like, so you have to pay for parts of the game?
No, the game will be free, but there will be things that people can they can pay for. So if you want to have like a change of clothing, a change of a costume, a player's costume, you can do that.
I think they call those microtransactions.
Yeah, they're called
In the
microtransactions.
gaming industry.
Yeah.
Okay.
We wanted to have the school's logos on there, but I'm pretty sure I have to have permission. So, we're not going to go that route. But we're having costume changes, things that they can swap out so that it would, if they want their name, if they want to have one of the players named after them in the game, then they can obviously pay to have that.
I think those are the best kind of microtransactions that don't impede you playing the game.
Right.
You're just getting a benefit on your appearance.
Yeah, you're not paying to win.
Yeah,
No.
Which is what most games are doing nowadays with these microtransactions. They limit your access to the game and makes you pay more. Whereas transactions like this are completely optional. The game is completely functional without them, but it's cool to have them. It adds to the experience.
Yeah.
So you have a Mac, but is that the tablet's a Mac? It's an iPad. It's an Apple. So you don't have a PC at all?
My dad has one, so I could put it on there. If he
I was wondering what you thought about it, because I am looking for feedback, and I'd love our listeners to play the game and give us some feedback on our game Facebook page, because we're going to post those testimonials on the website that's launching for the game site too.
All right. Awesome.
Yes.
We should. We're gamers, Abby.
Right.
Yeah. So then your testimonial of what you think of the game would be going up on that website with your name. Hopefully that's going to be okay. It's first name, but we could do last name.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind checking it out.
Awesome.
It's
That
a
would be
game, after
great.
all.
So new music for the show, new music in the game. The game is going to be going out so that we can monetize it. And then we have the new website. So there's lots of fun stuff that people can actually engage in on there. If you go over and look at the different things on the website, I'd like to know what you guys think is the
Yeah, we're
best
on the cool
page.
Yeah,
stuff
well,
right now.
right off the bat for me, I just love how user friendly the site is.
Really?
You
Good.
go in and you have all the you can go. You have all the links to go into Spotify and Podbean right there. You just click on it and it directs you right into it. It's very user friendly. I like the setup. It's clean. It looks professional. I am digging this.
Awesome.
Right off
I'm
the
glad
bat.
to
Like,
hear
it's
that.
like on first impression, I really like it.
It does look clean, and we have it on a tablet here. It looks good on a tablet.
It looks
too.
good on a
It-
tablet. I
it
opened it on
actually
my
is
phone.
sizing well?
Yeah, I opened it on my phone, and it works better than most professional websites I've opened on my phone, which have horrible mobile phone
Yeah.
versions.
Well, I still have to go
This works
in,
great.
and I'm
It
not a
does.
developer, but I still have to go in and optimize it on every single page,
Mm-hmm.
and I haven't done that for mobile. So I'd go and look at it. So, for example, one of the things that I can do in the editing of it is I can go in and move the links around under the proper categories.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I know in the mobile, it's not like all of the cool things. It's not under the links for those are not under that particular heading. So I've got to go fix that. So these are all things that I can do, and I can actually do it on the computer and on the phone.
Right.
Oh, cool.
It sure is. So, what about you, Matt? What's your first impression?
Well, he said he thought it was really clean. I'm going to go put a big picture. I've had enough people tell me, no, we want a picture on the homepage. And I went,
On the homepage?
okay, I did have a big picture. I'm going to have to go and put it back.
I remember seeing the big picture. I too thought it was too big. Just,
Yeah.
It required
I think
of.
it- yeah.
I think it required a lot of scrolling.
Scrolling, and I hated that.
And then I realized the words were changing at the top while I was scrolling. And I'm like, oh no, I have to scroll back up and see what the words are doing.
Yeah, and that's why I took because that was a looping thing. It said take action, join the movement.
Yeah.
There was taglines, buzzwords there. And I went, these are really distracting, and I don't want people to be distracted by that. So
Yeah,
I
this
pulled
new
them out.
homepage is definitely more straight to the point.
And that's what I was going for, but I've had other
But
people.
I can see like putting an image, but just not.
a thin image, like a horizontal one, and it's going to be just something that's really small.
Right.
That's what I'm going to shoot for. Yeah. So there's different things that are going up there on the blog page. I know you guys all did a What I Learned story. So the What I Learned stories, yours are going to be going up on the blog page. I've only
Okay.
had enough time to just put a few, 3 things up there.
Yep.
And I have my own articles I've written I've got to put up there. So it all takes so much time.
Oh no, yeah. I'm
Who knew making a website took so much
can
work?
only
I have been
imagine.
working on this website for a whole week, and I'm not a designer. I don't pretend that I am. I'm a wannabe, but I'm not. So I am totally open to any feedback from our listeners. Oh, whose mom is this? Who is Annie?
Oh, that is my grandmother.
That's your grandmother.
Yes.
Hello,
she always
Annie.
tunes in.
Yeah,
She always does.
She does. She always leaves a little comment in there.
that's very nice. Hola.
Hola, abuela.
Abuela.
Bendición.
Yes, that's very sweet.
My
Thank
mom
you.
hasn't figured it out.
Yeah. Well, she will. You were home. You should have showed her. This is what you do. Okay, so we don't have a show on Monday nights and Wednesday nights. We've simplified, and we're back to 1 show a week. And so that's super cool. And I'm excited about that. That kind of frees up some things. But
Yeah,
we
It
can't.
sure
we're new-
does.
We're new to Wednesday too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this
We
is
sure are.
very new here. And we're going to have a contest.
Oh, really? Tell us about that.
Yeah. So I want to change the logo for Intern Pursuit from Running Men. I was told it looks like bathroom people. I won't say by who.
Okay.
But I was told, that. And they said you need something a bit more sophisticated, something that's going to be more... sophisticated. I'll just say that. More professional is what I was told than
Okay.
cartoonish. And I went, okay. So I wanted to have a contest and just throw it out there. I'm going to be putting it out on social. It'll be on the Intern Pursuit site, certainly on all of those social channels, but it will also be on the Pivot social channels.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. That sounds great.
So look for that. It'll go out on Monday.
Can you share some details with our listeners as to how it works,
I
what the rules
can.
are?
So it's going to be proprietary. Whatever it is that they produce is going to become proprietary to the company. So while they'll be able to certainly say that they did it, they created it for the company, and I have no problem giving them all kinds of crazy, acknowledgments, and they can put it on their own Behance channel or in any of their own websites that they have. It will be proprietary to this company. There is a color palette that we will be using. So typically in the past we've used red, white, black, and gray because I use it to tell a story when I'm talking with students. I've added some color.
Oh,
So we
really?
have a darker blue, and you see this on the website, a darker blue, a little bit of a lighter blue, kind of a colonial blue. And then there's this very pale yellow and two types of grays. So it brings what I hope is more of a richness to the site, and so they'll get to play with some of those colors. So there are branding
So
colors.
incorporating those grays and blues that weren't there before.
Yeah, and also that pale yellow.
That pale yellow, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So they'll have to use the color palette, but the design can be totally up to them. It needs to express what the essence is of intern pursuit. It sounds like just like it's something that is moving forward, right? Because you're chasing something. Hopefully they'll understand that it's a forward-thinking company, because just like what on the homepage says, it's about what if we could make every internship a positive experience? What if it was a win-win for the employer and the student? And I'm wanting that type of a message to come out of that concept.
Right.
So it'll be pretty quick. It'll be like about a 2-week turnaround. So we'll open it up and we'll have submissions. We'll pick the top 3. We'll feature the top 3 on the website, and we'll ask people to vote for their favorite ones.
Oh.
And
That's
so all
exciting.
3 of the artists that would be up there would be recognized. Their name's going to be up there, and hopefully people are not voting based on the artist. They're voting on based
the
on the
integrity of the
design.
work, right?
Yeah.
But that also means that even if you don't win, you're still getting some exposure.
Oh,
Exactly.
heck yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And experience, which is what matters in
Yeah.
that type of field. Just going out there and looking for work, getting a good reference from you.
So speaking of, on the website for Intern Pursuit, there is some work by Susan Sadler, who was an intern here and now has a job too. And Susan did the video for the 7 criteria to be compliant. And what page is that on? Can you tell me? It should be Why for Employers. Yeah.
yes.
So that's Susan Sadler's video that she did during her internship. I talked to Q because I'm not liking the sound very much. And I asked him, can we come in here and record? He said, absolutely. So on Monday, I'd like to come in and do another voiceover and have better quality sound and lay that over the video. So remember, it's about sound more than the video.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's always about the sound.
If you are going to implement sound, make sure it's as top notch as it can possibly be.
Yeah.
It can
It's
make or break a video.
Yeah, it makes
can.
and breaks a lot of videos, and a
Yeah.
lot of people don't pay enough attention to
But
it.
it can also make and break an employer signing up as a client.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
It needs
I
to come
want to
off
have
as
really
clean and
good.
professional, not amateur.
Mm-hmm.
So I completely agree wholeheartedly on that point. Audio is important.
So we'll need to look at just adjusting that video a little bit with a new audio portion. And then there is Quillis Frazier. He had interned also, and if you go to the student page of the website, it says members and then
Okay,
students.
I just have
Right.
members and cool stuff.
It should be under members, right?
It's underneath members, yeah. And again, if you're looking, hopefully,
Oh, members,
Students
then
right there.
students.
yeah, members and then students. I'm sorry if I said it opposite.
Ooh, nice page. Like it.
Oh, your grandmother says happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, Grandma. That's so sweet of you.
Yeah, it is. Hopefully she heard us sing to you too.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So I hyperlinked a video that Quillis had done on his assessment where he went to the campuses and he asked, what do they want out of an internship? And
wow.
all of the students said real skills. So it's validating what the product is, but it's also really a very good video for spontaneous. And he did that with his phone, so I was
wow.
really impressed with it. Now, of course, the sound was one of those issues, but I think when you're doing something that's just spontaneous and you're out on the street, it turned out I really liked how he did his lower thirds and he slid everything in there. Super great. So hopefully what people will see is that there is work that everybody that has been working here with me on the intern pursuit and intern whisper, and the things that you guys have been working on. So Matt, you've been working on the training 101 video, and you're both going to go and work on that tomorrow at Rollins.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
So
Hopefully we'll
what
break some ground.
you can't see, it's hidden because that's the paid part of the platform for
Okay.
employers, is there is a place where that video is going, and that
Well,
is
19 videos.
Well,
Yeah.
there, 19 modules.
19 modules. There's a pre-test for employers. There's a post-test after they watch the modules, and so this is work that you guys have done, and I'm going to be really excited about seeing that and letting people know that you've been a part of that process.
Yeah, we are really excited to finish it.
Yeah, I'll
After
be
all
really
this
excited.
time,
Yeah, because everybody's going. The employers are going. When do we get access to the backside of it?
All right.
Yeah, so you're going to get shouted out on the social also for creating that, and certainly we talked about doing some snippets so you could have them on your reel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's going to be really important. Not everything, but remember it's proprietary. But
Right.
doing some little snippets so people can see what it is that you can do.
Yeah.
I'm
It's all
excited
very-
about that for
I
you.
sure am.
Because I know
It's-
we don't really have a lot of animated work in our portfolio.
No, we don't.
No,
So-
but you
so
will.
it's excited to.
It'll be our added to it.
Yeah, definitely my first time working with animation.
Me
I've been more under the leadership of Matt during this whole process. He's been walking me through it.
And I think Susan's been the one that's been leading you, right? Some initially in the beginning.
In the beginning, yeah.
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 But it was honestly, I guess, shout out to the Orange County Library. They have some pretty good tech classes there,
Yes, they sure do.
and
Yeah.
that really helped. And they give you like paper that you can take with you to remember what you learned
Very good. And then was that free?
with a library card.
Yeah. So you had to be a member
Yeah.
of Orange County Library, and look at all of that free education that you were able to tap into.
Yeah, you just
It's
go to
just
their
out there.
website and pick a time that works for you. But
And you did it online, or you have to go to the library?
you have to go to the library to take the class.
Oh,
But
so
you can
it's
sign
hands-on.
up for it online. It's hands-on.
It's hands-on
You're
experience.
in a computer lab, and there's a teacher in front of you with
Right.
a screen.
Those are great things to have.
Yeah.
I believe most people should be taking more advantage of those things.
Yeah. Do you have
Especially
an
with
Orange
the
County
screen.
Library card?
I do not, but I may be inclined to get one now.
Yeah, I think so. They have tutorials that you can take when you guys go down to Rollins tomorrow. Go and ask, because there is an instructional design department there. They have them actually on the as a part of the library resources, and you can take classes direct for free through Rollins also.
Oh, wow.
And especially since you're going to the Mac Lab. So they have a Mac Lab over there at Rollins. You'll be able to find out what classes can you take. So use it to your advantage.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know you're doing work, but one of the great benefits of Rollins College is it's free and it's open to the public. So you don't have to have a student ID to
Oh,
come in and
really?
use them. They will give you a guest pass. You can use any of the computers that are open and available. You can have access to, the resources that are in there, any of the reference materials. So if you want to check things out, it's a very affordable membership. If somebody wants to do that, it's like, I think $50 for a year.
Oh, that's not bad at
And
all.
that allows you to be able to check things out, books and videos. They have that, still have videos, CDs, whatever. I think it's just CDs, but I think there is even some that are still videos. But they have equipment that people can check out, such as computers and also video equipment.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, which I've borrowed before. Okay, so the contest, like I said, for redesign of the Intern Pursuit logo, going out on Monday and 2-week turnaround. We've been talking about the website here. So there is a place for students to be able to register, and that's the back side of it. So right now, because that hasn't been published yet, if anybody goes to Intern Pursuit and they're interested, just send an email to info@internpursuit.tech. send your resume if you'd like to be a part of the program. You can go to the contact page and go to subscribe list and also sign up there.
All right.
So we can get in touch with you and add you to our early adopter pool.
Okay.
Oh, there's the contact
Right
page.
there.
Yeah.
It's under about.
As we talk about it, we are
We
going
are.
through the
I know,
website, giving
Yeah.
our hands-on review.
Yeah, you're having to walk
There you
through
put
it
your
and figure it
name.
out. Yeah.
just it's
Email.
very, very simple, and you put in your attachments, and it sounds pretty good.
There's a little map shows you where your starter studio is.
Mm-hmm. There's the links to the career page also. There's other information there.
Right there. Yep.
It's so tiny on that little tiny tablet.
It is, but it's like scaled.
It's
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't see it, but I believe you because I know what it looks like on my phone. Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's nothing like it looks on a phone, right?
No, it's more spread out.
No,
than
it looks
on
like
phone.
Yeah.
looks
Yes.
like a desktop. I'm pretty sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It does. It does.
Yeah. So there's an Our Interns page.
So that would
Our interns are right there.
we see it.
It is also under about.
Right.
Yeah. So if they go to
Okay.
about, there's our team, there's our interns.
Oh, look at that.
So those are the new people that are coming on.
The ones with the avatars.
I don't have any headshots for them yet, so
Okay, I like the avatars.
Do the
though.
avatars look like what they look like?
I
or-
tried to pick an avatar that was like their race or ethnicity.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Meena is from India.
Okay.
So she was darker skinned and she had dark hair.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
it.
Right, we see it.
And Fabian, he's a programmer for the game team. He is Hispanic, so he had kind of shorter hair.
Okay.
I couldn't find his haircut. So
I do like the avatars though. I actually thought that they were designed to look like the people that they kind of do. A
yeah,
little bit. They
I
resemble
was
them.
shooting for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so that's there. And then let me think what else is on that site. Well, there's pricing for the employers, but we won't discuss that one here. I want to have the employers go there and check that out.
Themselves.
Yeah, and the What I Learned story. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna be loading all of those into the blog, and then people will be able to go and look at those, and those will go on social. So you guys are gonna be, I guess, infamous and immortal because it all goes out on the web, because people will see your picture, they'll see your story.
We'll
You're
be
gonna
on the grid, man.
Yeah,
I
they're
don't know
going
if
to
we wanna
see
be
the work
infamous.
that you
Isn't that a
guys
bad
have
thing?
done. It's going to be on this website, so you're going to be
We're gonna be infamously good.
And
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna be, right?
yeah. So I know that these are the gifts that you can have that can help you to get a job more quickly.
Yeah, yeah. Good exposure.
And I know
Yeah.
you're both looking.
Yeah, and it's been a blast. I've
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So okay. So then the next thing is I want to talk about is I'm looking for 15 early adopters that would be participating in the program. Have you guys ever heard that phrase, early adopters?
No.
Well,
I think I have, but
I think I have for like getting a phone or something, but
Mm-hmm.
not for something.
not in this context.
Not
So
in the
do
context.
explain to us.
I'm
though.
gonna figure it probably means the same, but when you've used it to get a phone, what did you understand early adopter was?
They're like the first among everyone to have the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they are
Oh.
first in line.
Okay.
They're also the first one to experience the problems, right?
Yeah, they get
Yeah.
to.
So it'd be like
It's-
a beta.
Yeah, like people testing a beta.
Yeah, an early release just to see where it can go better, where it can improve.
That is exactly what the early adopter.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm keeping it limited to 15 employers. So it's a small pool
Mm-hmm.
and it's select. It's going to be people that their feedback, they get a special price, but they're going to have some special benefits from being in that, because they're going to have to deal with the bugs and help
wow.
us get the bugs out, but they also get some special perks. So if there are any employers out there, I didn't use early adopter as a hashtag. I don't know if that's a trending hashtag. I'll have to go look it up. But
Probably is.
that would be a benefit. So I have 4 that are paying, And I have 4 from 15. I have 11 more that I'm looking for. I talked with a company right before our show, and I believe they're going to be signing on. I'm not going to say who
great.
they are until they actually sign on. But the goal is to have 15 this month and be able to have them go through and tell me what's working well, what needs to be improved, how can we make things better. And that includes, whether it's videos, the quizzes that I give them, the pre-test, the post-test, the game, our show, all of this. Oh, and I don't know if you saw on the website, there's also an announcement about the scholarship program. It says E4C scholarship.
E4C scholarships right here.
Yeah.
It's under Learn More.
Under
the
Learn
very
More.
last
Oh, look.
item.
We have students that are watching us
Oh.
right now.
Oh,
They're all
a
waving
lot of
to us.
people.
Hi. It's a
Hello.
whole class
They're
walking by
getting
our
the-
window.
They're getting the tour of Valencia College.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are. They
Welcome
are.
to
Yeah.
Valencia, guys.
Yeah.
Radio happens here.
We should have a sign and hold it up and says, "Enter Pursuit, come follow us," when we have
That'd be
people walk
great.
by us. Yeah.
Ooh, that's actually not a bad idea. We
That's
could
not
just
a bad
hang
idea.
it
We could
there
do
on the-
that.
Yeah.
You
We
know
should
what?
just tape it to the window.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring a movie post. No, I'm not going to bring the movie poster because it's gigantic. It's like poster size.
Mhm.
But I'll bring one of the game posters and put that up in the
Ooh.
window. Or, I could do that. But I could get one of the new graphics people to design something for the intern pursuit website.
Okay.
So we could put something big up there, or intern whisper.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that would be cool.
It's a fun way for people to stop by and take a peek and take some info with them on their way out.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm going to do that. By next week, I'm going to have that in place.
All right.
So anyway, early adopters are exactly like what you're describing. They get to come in. They're the first ones to try something out because they want to be part of that initial group of people. But they also have to deal with what are the problems.
Yeah.
And that's part of it, is that they're going to be able to help get a lot of the bugs out. So they get promoted on the show. They're going to be promoted in, obviously, in the social channels. They're going to be participating and getting their feedback. They're going to get to try a lot of this out. And they get, obviously, promoted on all of the podcast channels that were
But
being distributed.
The limited nature is what makes it a soft launch, right?
Yes, exactly. So soft launch means it's just small, a small group,
Yeah.
manageable.
Before
Because
the big.
Before it becomes public.
yeah,
Yeah.
before there's a formal announcement. Because tonight over at Starter Studio, there is one of the groups that's in Group 10, and they're doing a launch of their product. And I debated, should I go ahead and do a launch of the product? And I went, no, not yet. I'm just going to do a soft launch, work on getting the bugs out before we start promoting it even more. And I don't have a problem with people listening to the show right now, and they could hear it on the podcast, because part of going on all of those various channels to have people listen to the show is to be able to have them come to the website. So I want that, but I want it to be more organic than specifically targeted right now. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
It
I
does.
could put a lot of posts out there that says, "Hey, we've launched." I'm not ready to do that because there's just
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the approach of making sure it works
Yeah,
before launching it
definitely.
and
Yeah.
then disappointing our audience. I think it's the
Yeah.
most responsible thing to do, and 15 early adopters is a great number to
Yeah,
figure
I agree.
where if there's room for improvement or things need to be changed.
Yeah. So there is this scholarship program, and all of
Right.
these people, as we were starting to talk,
Mm-hmm.
the E4C means Employers for Change, and these are
That's what it
employers.
means.
Yeah, Employers for Change. So if you went on the Employers for Change page, you'd be able to see why companies, employers want to be a part of this type of a movement, where 60 to 70% of the internships that are out there are unpaid. That's really a lot of people. And what I believe, and that's what I want to be able to prove using Intern Pursuit with employers, is that by documenting the compliance, it's able to produce a better internship for the student, but it's also able to help the employer get more organized inside of their business. So they're able to say, okay, we either have projects or we have a process that we need to improve. And they can actually bring students in as interns to help improve those processes or projects. So there's another link on there that says Our Study, and that is 5 years of information that I have gathered, and it's going to be produced as a study to be published on academia.edu and hopefully with the Aspen Institute and with some other higher.
There we go.
Coming in March 2019.
Yeah. So it's research that I've done, it's interviews that I've done, and we're taking all of that to be able to help prove that compliance is the key. It's the key to being able to improve an internship, whether it's a paid or an unpaid one. It's the key to helping to also identify those skill gaps.
Compliance on both sides of the employer-intern
Yeah,
spectrum?
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, like, you guys all have been working to earn skills to put on your resume, right?
Yes.
And so it's through this process, you guys are both film people. And we're doing a show, and yet it's audio, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there is some crossover between that. It is something that is definitely a crossover industry.
I believe it is. We are entertaining people for
Yeah.
yeah, and there are a lot of elements that definitely transfer over to film. Quality for audio being one of them. I think the most predominant one.
Planning.
Planning, yes.
Reaching
Time
out to people,
management.
Yeah.
Time management.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we prepare for the show, and same way you have to prepare for a production. And yeah, it does help with the. I think that you need to be equally organized to handle both platforms
Yeah.
on a professional level.
And
I
you
think-
have to know how to market it, right? Because you have to know how to market your movie. You have to know
Yes.
how to sell it.
Yep.
So that's part of the process, is learning all of those soft skills and then those tasks that come out of the soft skills.
and talking about it. I used to be a very shy person before I came here, and it's
Really?
Yeah, it's helping me try to get out of my shell and talk.
I just
more.
don't ever see that. You seem so relaxed in front of the microphone.
Oh, thank you. Well, I was very nervous the first time, and
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
oh, really? I was. It was nerve
It was
wracking.
just on the inside.
Yeah, on the inside, just internally freaking out. But
Yeah.
you know, if I am ever to become a film major and I want to get some funding or try to convince somebody that it's a good idea, I have to have that ability to talk to people. It's
See,
something that I've strengthened while
I
I've
found
been
it a
here.
little nerve-wracking, but I did do theater in high school. But
Right.
it's different.
Were you
I
an
think the fact that
actor?
it's
I was an actor, yeah. I didn't do the tech side. I was acting.
Okay, I'm having a hard time seeing that one. I
was
thought
in-
you were behind the scenes.
Nope. I was an actor. I never did the tech side.
really.
I was in like
Did you sing? Did you dance?
Yep.
You do sing, right?
I was Seymour in Little Shop of Horrors, the main nerd guy. I played Seymour in Little Shop of Horrors, yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
That
really,
happened, yeah,
this
yeah.
is so interesting. Fun fact.
Fun
fact
facts
about
with
me.
Matt.
I was in
I did some theater too in high school.
Yeah.
And just like this, it was nerve wracking because it's live. I think that's what
Yeah. The
scared me the
liveness is
most
what-
going into it. It's live. People are watching it. There is
But-
no room for mistake.
But that's different because you don't have to think about what to say. Whereas this is us talking.
Yeah.
It's more of a conversation than anything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
But just knowing that it's on the air makes you want to watch your words. And
Well, yeah, because we're
Whereas
not
that's
supposed to say
kind
bad
of-
words.
Yeah.
yeah.
We have to watch those things for sure.
Whereas being in a musical is like reciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people have an expectation because if they've seen the movie, I never have, but if they've seen
Oh,
the movie or
really?
the play, then they're going to want to be able to go, oh yeah, is it as good as the one that I've seen?
I don't know how much I am like Rick Moranis.
Now that's interesting. I might have you. Well, you just sang to Abby here.
Right.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful voice indeed.
Oh yeah, because he
liked
was
it.
right next to you. Well, okay, so that's a fun fact there. Okay, so I know we're getting ready to have to wrap up our show here. I've seen our host that comes after us. I know he's out there. He was out there
Oh, he's
when
out
we
there.
were.
He's out there just timing us.
No, not yet. No.
I'm more to watch. I can actually.
Yeah, he got here when we did. So anyway, I want to mention again that people, if you're interested in those Jacob Banks concert tickets for February 13th, you have to go and like our show. You need to go and write a comment. What was the best thing that you heard from us? Or if you looked at anything that's on the internpursuit.tech website, write us a comment. If you see something that needs to be improved, write us a comment. I
course.
love those kind of
Unless
comments.
it's about the intern whisperer.
Yeah, well, I don't care.
I'm just kidding.
Any of those are good because it's always about how to improve the
Yeah.
show, right? It's always about improving
Constructive
anything.
criticism's always good.
Yeah, it always good.
I think it's great. Yeah. Okay, so Valencia College, we're going to give a little spotlight here. We want to say thank you to Valencia College. We're on the East Campus here. We get to use this great studio and have this broadcasting equipment around us. And the best part is our manager, Q. And he has been a guest on our show also, so people can go and listen to that episode. It was very, very popular.
Yes.
It was.
We had a
I
lot
think
of
that was
people.
one of
He
the
has a
fast
great,
downloaders.
yeah. He has a great social media presence too. I follow him on social media, and he communicates a lot.
Well,
with
he
his
has a good
audience.
show,
yeah,
too.
Yeah, he has a pretty
Yeah.
good show.
Really good show. Okay, so shout outs. Abby, you're first.
Well, I think we should talk about our second sponsor.
We should.
Oh my goodness,
Right.
yes, thank you. Go ahead, do that.
All right, real quick, our second sponsor for tonight is Simplicity Solutions Group. Simplicity Solutions Group specializes in web design, development, hybrid mobile, and custom web apps built on proprietary application framework. They help businesses thrive in the digital age, from web design to record management software. You can visit their website at simplicitysolutionsgroup.com for more information. Thank you, Simplicity Solutions Group, for sponsoring the Intern Whisper Live.
Do that little music thing too.
Love the music. I am going to miss listening to this little jingle.
Oh, we can always mix it up.
Right, we can always bring it back.
All right, so we did do a thank you to Valencia. Now we get to go to
now we
shout
can
outs.
do our shout-outs.
Abby.
Right, well, a quick shout out to all my friends and family and everybody who congratulated me on my birthday, you guys included. Thank you very much.
Congratulated you on your birthday.
Congratulated you. You made it. Another year.
I did.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Who wished me on a happy
Wished you a
birthday.
happy
Yeah,
birthday.
sure.
Yeah. Wished you a happy birthday.
Right. Well,
Congratulated makes
Yeah.
it sound like
Yeah.
you survived.
It was
well,
an achievement.
it was it was a direct
We didn't
translation
think you'd
from
make it.
Spanish to English right there.
I got it.
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
it. Yeah. That shows
But, yeah.
which is your primary language. It's
Yeah.
probably Spanish.
I think it's a hybrid between both. I do, since I speak them both simultaneously, sometimes I get them convoluted in my head.
Yeah, I've heard that's a common problem.
Yeah.
That
It
only,
would be, I would think. Yeah.
that
I'm not that
only-
lucky yet.
Yeah.
that only happens to me if
So
I'm
for
with
to
my
everybody who
grandmother.
wished me a happy birthday, thank you.
And if you didn't get a text back from him, he feels loved. We were talking
I
about
do.
that.
I do.
Yeah, he
I'm
does.
sorry. about
Yeah,
that.
he feels loved.
I didn't
And
get a text back, and I texted.
we
you
want to
happy
say
birthday.
thank
really
you
sorry.
to your grandmother.
Oh, and thank you to my
Special-
grandmother for tuning in. She
special
always
shout-out.
does. She's our number one fan, I
We
think.
love Annie. Annie, home sweet home. So thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Matt.
I guess I'll give a shout out to my abuela.
Yeah.
She was visiting over Christmas. She
Oh.
recently returned home. Just wish her well. She's 88.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
So
That is nice. What's your abuela's first name?
Romelia.
Whoa. Say that
Romelia.
again.
Romelia.
Romelia.
That's a pretty name. I've never
Yeah.
It
heard
is very
before.
pretty.
Um,
That's Cuban?
I think it might be Spanish, like from Spain.
Got it.
Mhm. Sounds very Spanish.
Romelia. Okay. Okay, so my shout out is one to Joe Nastasi, who is the junior developer of Intern Pursuit. He's been working tirelessly with me. A shout out also to John Fairfull, who is the owner of Simplicity Solutions, one of the owners, and he's been working also with me to get this pushed out. A special shout out to Katrina Davidson, who's in Alabama and does all of the social over here. Sergio, who you guys have met, I think you have. Sergio Varela, he was a guest on the show. And then also the game team. The game team rocks. It's Aaron, it's John, there's another John, it's Alex, it's Tyler, it's Neville, it's, oh my goodness, Marielle, who's a new person that's just joined the team, and then there's also Allie. So there's a lot of people, and I could never do this without any of them, and especially for you guys. So thank you for being in here and make it so easy for me. I appreciate it.
All right. Well,
All
thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we are signing out, and if anybody wants to contact us, it's info@internpursuit.tech. You can find that information on our, certainly on our website, and follow us, love us, like us, all of that good stuff. Thanks.
All right.
All right. Good night.